At Vistaprint, we print signs so people can see your brand up close. But we also print signs so that people can see your business here. See it here, and see it here. Business here. See it here.
Testing, testing, testing. What's up, everybody? What's up? Can y'all hear my? Can you give me? Can you give me some feedback? Can you hear my audio? Press 1. Please press 1. Press 1 if you can hear me. All right. What's up, Daryl? What's up, Lenny? What's up, AWB? What's in the building? Dusty. What's up, everybody? Man, look. Now, we've been in certain circles, we've been talking about this for pretty much a while, right? We've been talking about this for some weeks because you could see it from a mile away. You could see the buildup from a mile away. I'm not going to get too political. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting into no political. First and foremost, I want to say pray for the world. War is never necessary. You know what I'm saying? People are losing their lives. I'm seeing some atrocities already, you know. So I just want to kind of, you know, put that out there. You know, I don't want pray for the world. Unfortunately, you know, people are dying, and unfortunately, you know, at the same time, people are going to be profiting from this. So, you know, the world is kind of wicked, man. And I just wish peace on the world. But we're going to talk about it. Tonight, we're going to get into the markets. You know, I'm going to talk about the markets. We're going to get into the markets, but I'm also going to, you know, we're going to review some of these things that are happening because, you know, what is the outcome? What is the consequences of war? That's what I want to pretty much get into. I'm not going to cross the line though, if you know what I'm saying. I'm just kind of like reporting, but I'm also going to blend in the markets. So that's what I'm doing tonight. What's up, Lenny? I can hear your audio from the situation room. Okay. Man, make sure y'all smash that like button, share the video, subscribe if you're brand new. Just doing a little update, man. So, past few weeks, man, it's so much going on, man. You can't even keep up. But I was up late last night in the United States, you know, early in the morning. And there it was. Now, in my Discord, we was already talking about, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, is this thing gonna pop off? Iran denied the deal. And we, you know, hours before the first strike in Iran, we was discussing this. We were saying, hey, Iran didn't sign the deal. Negotiations broke down. And we've been talking about this for weeks because we've seen the buildup out there. You know, let's look at the map right quick. We've been seeing the buildup. Let me pull the map up. I like geography. I like to look at the maps and shit. It's, you know, that's one of my things. I like history and map, you know, geography. But we come over here to the Middle East, you know, this region, this volatile region that's been going crazy for a few years. This route right here, what is this called? Is this the Strait of Hormuz right here? This little piece of waterway right here. It's not a little piece of waterway, but this, yeah, Strait of Hormuz. This little region right here is very strategically important. You know what I'm saying? Very strategically important. Also, the markers are closed. So it's funny how they will, last day of the month, February 28th, or February 27th on the Friday, markets close. The market's closed, stock market, the metals, commodities. Crypto is the only thing still trading right now. And we kind of got a little reaction out of crypto, but markets close on Friday night in the state. I'm referring to the United States time. So if wherever you at, I'm referring to American time. Markets close on a Friday, same night this thing happens. So what does that mean for the financial markets come Monday morning? Well, I'm not sure. I'm expecting volatility. I'm expecting wild market movement. At the same time, it depends on how, you know what I'm saying? How far does this escalate? Daryl, that's Clavers Creek. Lenny, golf courses and Trump hotels all over the Middle East. I can Lenny, we shall now refer to that as Claver Creek. That is funny, man. Y'all are crazy. Their sell orders are in on the NASDAQ at the daily volume imbalance. We're going to get into it. Just bear with me tonight. I'm just kind of like chilling. I'm not really going to go hardcore TA. I'm going to do more macro analysis, geopolitical analysis, because clearly y'all know the geopolitics ties directly into the financial systems. Now it's unfortunate people got to die, but people are going to be profiting. So it's a sick world. I didn't make this up. I'm a young man in my 30s. I didn't make this world up. I'm just living in it. And hey, it is what it is. 1 second. Let me shrink this right quick. I need to shrink my chat box. Let me get a quick roll call. Y'all shout out where y'all from, man. Shout out where y'all from. City, state, country, region, etc. Whatever you at. If you in the Middle East, which I rarely see people in the Middle East in my chat, but if you're from the Middle East, shout out to you. Shout out to you. I'm praying for you too. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate that we got to do these things in this world, man. You know, I like all cultures, me personally. I respect all cultures. Now, some people are fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Some people got some fucked up ways, but I want to travel, man. I want to travel to all these places in the world, but it's unfortunate that we gotta, be inhumane. What's up, Dusty? We got LA in the building. We got Maine in a igloo. Shout out to you, Dusty, in the igloo. Igloo, my bad, igloo. But yeah, man. So this region over here, man, this volatile region, we got Iran. We got the Strait of Hormuz. We got U.S. Navy in the Gulf of Oman. You know what I'm saying? We got the U.S. Navy in the Gulf of Oman. They've been parked in there. Also, we got, we can also touch. That's the funny part. Like we can touch and reach Iran from Europe. So we got a lot of things going on over here in Europe. We got bases around the world. You know what I'm saying? We got bases all in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, all these areas. You know what I'm saying? So we struck Iran first. Now, this is what I'm going to say. Well, nope, I ain't going to do it. I'm not going to do it. America and Israel struck first, right? But my problem is, which I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to act like I know everything. And I'm going to represent my country. You know what I'm saying? I love my country. But we struck first, right? But is it me? I'm going to ask y'all. Did we hit civilian targets first? I know we took out some major targets, but did y'all see civilians get targeted? I don't want to be confused. Because I think the first strike hit civilians. I could be wrong. I'm just asking. Lenny, you said no? Okay, I could be wrong. Because, it's so much. And then, look, Lenny, it's all kind of AI footage coming out. So you don't know what's real. You don't know what's going on. I don't know. But we do got reports of the leader, we took out their leader, Iran. Let me see. Let's play this right quick. Let me play this right quick. I'm just doing some news and then we're going to get into the charts. Let me pause the music. And let me play this just to update people. Some people don't follow this every day, so I'm just going to update it. Let's see what they're saying. And I'm still catching up myself.
Multiple Israeli officials tell ABC News that Israel has determined that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed in the joint U.S. and Israeli strikes on Tehran earlier today. U.S. officials have been informed by the Israelis, but have not independently confirmed that, according to two U.S. officials. Let's bring in national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy on the phone right now. Mick, you just heard the news right now about Iran's supreme leader. What's your reaction to that?
So, Ike, it's obviously a very substantial potential development. If the supreme leader is dead, we have a regime change. Whether that regime will be more favorable or less favorable to the United States and to the West, we'll have to see. But certainly this is a major event. If it's confirmed, it may have been that the whole operation was kicked off because of the intelligence that was behind targeting Khomeini. So we'll have to see what happens, but certainly a very substantial change. It may also be a chance to de-escalate. It all depends on what the Iranians do. They could go one way, they could go the other.
Now, we know that essentially these were strikes by both the U.S. and Israel. This feels like a historic turning point, or could it be the start of something far more dangerous?
Oh, well, it's definitely historic for the United States to take out, or in Israel, we don't know which actually made the strike, but it was a joint effort. So the U.S.-Israel effort has potentially eliminated the supreme leader. It's historic. Whether it's positive, we'll have to find out. There is a chance that the whatever is left of the regime understands the capabilities of the combined U.S.-Israel force, and they go back to the negotiation table with a different perspective. Or this just kicks off an entire regional conflict of which all the gloves are off, including potential terrorist attacks against not only the U.S. military, the diplomatic presence in the region, but civilians. especially U.S. and Israeli civilians. We'll have to see how this goes, but right now, I think everybody is looking at this as a major milestone in this relationship, if you will, between Israel, the United States, and Iran.
I can't believe.
All right, can y'all hear me? I'm testing out some new software, so let me know if y'all can hear me. And could y'all hear that audio? Could y'all hear that audio? Just let me know. Just let me know in the chat. Could y'all hear that audio pretty good? But yeah, man. Okay, appreciate it, Daryl. Yeah, man, we took out their leader, man. We took out Iran leader in what, a day? God damn, in a few hours? I mean, shit. Bro, what's that? Let me go to X right quick. X is sad, but it's also funny at the same time. I've been seeing all kind of stuff on X, you know, shit like this. Let me go to my my page, you know what I'm saying? Cause I just been saving shit. And let's look at some of this stuff, man. I don't want to show no graphic stuff. I'm just let's look at some of these things. What did I see? I seen something right here. This list right here. Y'all see this right here, man? Is this what we own this year? Is this what America's on this year? Is this what we're about to be on for the entire year? What's up? What's up, TZ? Shout out to everybody joining, man. Make sure everybody hit that like button. Is this what we're going to be on all year? You know what I'm saying? January, Maduro. February, cartel leader. March, Helamani, whatever his name is. So who's gonna be in April? Are they gonna fill up that list that list that's going around? Are they gonna fill that up on here, or is it gonna be more? You know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. AWB, as far as their news has been on point, can you recommend a non-filtered channel? Any? Cuba, maybe. Cuba. Oh, we got okay. Daryl, I'm gonna hold you that. We got Cuba. We got Haiti. Who else we got on that list? You know, you got a guy named Barbecue in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? We got Cuba. Are they gonna fill this list before the end of the year? Are they gonna fill this list before the end of the year, man? That is crazy, bro. The internet is undefeated. Let's look at some of these expos. I promise you, I'm gonna get to the markets, man. I'm just chilling today. I don't want to, I stay in the markets all day, every day. So it's like, we got to add some context before we get into like the financial situation. And when the markets open up on Monday, what is it going to be looking like out here? Y'all remember this a few weeks ago, right? A few weeks ago, somebody said I'm old enough to remember 2 weeks ago when Iran burned a statue of Baal in the middle of the Epstein. I ain't mean to say that. In the middle of the Sting files release. Then our government bombed them. So write this down. So I remember a few weeks ago, they sent this message out. They burnt this statue down in Iran. And then here we are 2 weeks later, we take out their president or their supreme leader. That is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? That is crazy. Said the bingo card, that's crazy. We want Greenland as well, boss. Yep, that's a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother stream. Look at this right here, man. Please, Trump, I'm tired of winning. Look, I guess this guy saying he a traitor.
Can I get a fucking lighter? Kevin! I'm remembering myself. No. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm
Hey, this is what they got us on, man.
What's the fucking point?
God damn. This was going on, man. Back in America, man. I've seen something so fucked up, man. They said, "Hey, man, I was on Instagram and I was reading the comments of all the stuff was going on, and somebody was like, Iran need to pick their mans up." I'm like, "Damn, bro, we kind of cruel over here, man." But it's all good, you know what I'm saying? But pick your mans up is crazy. Picking your mans up is crazy. After look at this. Pick your mans up. Is that the message we sending going forward? You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got to talk about China as well. Yeah, man. So what's y'all thoughts, man? Okay, I was gonna ask the question. This is the question I was gonna ask. So since we took out their supreme leader, right? Does this conflict, is it over, or does it spread? Or, you know, what's your thoughts? If they get a new regime, are they friendly? Because I've seen footage of the Iranian people celebrating. You know, they were celebrating that their leader was killed. What's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts? Check this out, man. And this is why X is sometimes funny. You know, look at Bush. Look, check this out. Look at Bush. When you realize how much you bombed the Middle East, yet everyone blames Trump. Look at this shit. When you realize how much you bombed the Middle East, everybody wants to blame Trump. You said Kim Jong-un is the final boss? He wasn't invited to the party? Hey, I don't think, bro. I think we all think North Korea is a little insane. That's how I think. You know what I'm saying? I think they volatile. They'll crash the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? They'll get the pressing the button for real. Let me look. U.S. Army soldier, new crab legs. So I've been seeing footage, you know, I've been seeing like TikTok videos of some of the soldiers. They thought it was all good until they got called to duty. You know what I'm saying? They were, you know, living off, you know, it was crazy. Let me see. Okay, let me see. So one thing I wanted to talk about, we're going to get into it as well. China, okay? So we strategically cut off. First of all, we strategically went to Venezuela and, you know, took out their president, and we have seized control of their oil industry, right? And China was getting a lot of their oil from Venezuela, but now that has been cut off. So their secondary option, I'm not going to say secondary option, but their other option was Iran. But guess what? We just took out their supreme leader. So history kind of repeats, you know what I'm saying? History repeats. I think we did something similar to Japan back in the 40s during the World War II era. And when we took, we escalated it to where we had to force Japan's hand. You know what I'm saying? We forced their hand to make a decision. So what I'm trying to say is, because we're cutting off China's oil suppliers, right? Which oil is vital for a military and economy. If we're cutting off their oil suppliers, does that force the hand of China? What y'all think? You said Night Owl joined the live from the front lines. Listen to this video. Them cutting off the Strait of Hormuz. Let me see.
Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy. Attention all ships. This is Sepah Navy. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy. From now on, all navigating through the Strait of Hormuz is forbidden. No ship in every type is not allowed to pass from a Strait of Hormuz till next notice. This is Sepah Navy. Out.
So they was pretty much saying that was the Iranian Navy, and said no ships allowed. You know what I'm saying? No ships allowed to pass the Strait of Hormuz. Breaking news: China and Russia have called for an urgent United States Security Council meeting on the situation in Iran. That's something to look out for. I know Putin, he got his hands tied up, and this guy right here, I'm sure he's outraged. Donald Trump. Khamenei, one of the most evil people in history, is dead. This is not only justice for the people of Iran, but for all great Americans and those people from many countries throughout the world that have been killed or mutilated by Khamenei and his gang of bloodthirsty thugs. He was unable to avoid our intelligence and highly sophisticated tracking systems, Palantir and other things, and are working closely with Israel. There was not a thing he or other leaders that have been killed along with him could do. Trump is talking big shit, man. God damn, he's talking shit. This is the single greatest chance for the Iranian people to take back their country. We are hearing that many of their IRGC military and other security police forces no longer want to fight and are looking for immunity from us. Damn, that's crazy. Can we do the cartels like that? You know what I'm saying? Can we get the cartels out of here so we can go to Mexico? As I said last night, now they can have immunity. Later, they only get death. Hopefully, the IRGC and the police will peacefully merge with the Iranian patriots and work together as a unit to bring back the country to greatness it deserves. That process should soon be starting in that not only the death of Khamenei, but the country has been in only one day very much destroyed and even obliterated. The heavy and pinpoint bombing, however, will continue. So he's saying we're going to continue. And they did say this is going to be a multi-week, maybe month campaign. And Trump did also announce that American soldiers will possibly lose their lives. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's never good for, you know, when we hear that. You know, a lot of y'all got military family. A lot of y'all served in the military. And a lot of y'all didn't have to go to war. You know what I'm saying? But it's unfortunate that, you know, it's that time. What I was about to say, uninterrupted throughout the week, as long as necessary to achieve our objective of peace throughout the Middle East, indeed the world. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So that's your president if you're a United States citizen. Breaking news. U.S. intelligence assesses that Iranian supreme leader and other 5 to 10 top leaders have been killed. So, I mean, shit. What y'all think? Did y'all think, okay, I know we got some shit, right? I know we got some technology. I know we got some surveillance systems. But do y'all think somebody give them up on the inside? That's something I want to, you know, I'm asking y'all. Did somebody give them up on the inside? I'm curious. Yeah, man. We're going to get into the markets, man. If y'all here for the markets, we're going to get into the markets. We just got to talk about this a little bit. I'm just trying to get the status of the people. Look at this chick right here. U.S. Army soldier wakes up in panic after finding out she's being deployed to Iran, admitting that she thought it would be an easy paycheck with no frontline action as she fears World War III on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? So she was, you know, doing TikTok videos like a lot of our soldiers. They do a lot of TikTok videos until it's time.
If the voice starts to whisper, to follow the farthest star,
until it's time.
why not that voice inside is
Not Al, you said a deal was struck? Shout out to you, Not Al. You said there was for sure inside intelligence. Look, we for real going to war with Iran. They went from pretty eyelashes, lipstick, and you know, whatever, to straight up, you already know, get in the field. You know what I'm saying? Got to get in that field. Something you sign up for. It is what it is. You sign that contract. I'm not going to play the violence. Check this out. And this is my concern right here. Do we force China's hand? Because if we easily getting Iran out the way and Night Owl, you saying they struck a deal? I'm going to do some update shit. But if they struck a deal and it's over with, and you know, what is China going to do? Because guess what? They lost 2 of their major oil suppliers. Who they going to depend on now? Just Russia? Or are they going to go out in the world and create their own oil? The Chinese stock market about to open up on Monday when they find out their oil supply from Iran was just cut off. So they got cut off from Iran and they got cut off from Israel. I mean, excuse me, not Israel. Venezuela, my bad. Apologies. It just got real for our Gen Z soldiers. She going to the field. Yep, she going to that field, man. They lost their oil. Yeah, man. China, hey. I'm sitting here like, okay, does China make a move on Taiwan? They gonna have to do something. They listen, y'all. They are being drugged into conflict. I'm telling you, their back is against the wall because now the economy was always kind of shaky, but now it's kind of like, you know, what the hell we gonna do? Day 59 of 2026. Are y'all? Some of y'all feeling like this? Day 59 of 2026. We only 2 months in. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. We're only 59 days into the year, man. That's crazy, you know what I'm saying? When was this? Iranian parliament burns American flag and chants death to America. When was this? Was that before the strike or after the strike? Yeah, man, they clearing house. So that was in the Iranian parliament, and then we got we got Putin over here. Putin got his own issues with Ukraine, and but he's over here. Armani was trying to call him. But Putin, he can't answer. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. He was trying to get that evac, like what's the Syrian president? What was Assad? Assad got flew out of there. But Putin, he didn't offer the same deal he did to Assad as Khamenei. It's funny. He said looking like shorts on Monday. So when it comes to the market, bro, with this conflict, because I don't know how long it's gonna last. Is it just a 3-day thing? Are we knocking countries out quick like this? Bro, they talked about this like 7 years ago. I mean, years ago, decade ago. Over a decade ago, how they were going to go for Iran, Iraq, all the Middle East. And you mean to tell me the biggest threat was Iran and we knocked them out in a few days, and now it's on to China and Russia. Those are the two biggest players left on the chessboard. We probably got Pakistan in there or Turkey. But hey, check this out, man. Is this disrespectful or not? Y'all let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Is this disrespectful?
Assalamu alaikum, bitches. This is your new Supreme Leader speaking. Well, I warned Ali this would happen, and he just kept talking trash like we couldn't Maduro his old ass. Anyway, enjoy your new freedom, people. We're going to have bikini parties, all-you-can-eat buffets, dancing to country music, and singing karaoke all night long. We're going to have the best fiestas with delicious margaritas and sexy mamacitas. If you're a woman, you can finally take off that ridiculous bedsheet these idiots made you wear. You're free to be smart and beautiful and to wear whatever you want. Under my regime, you can now vote, as long as you vote Republican. If you think about it, you can only vote Republican because there will be no Democrat Party here. Everything they touch turns to shit, believe me.
Man, see, we play all day over here in America, man. I guess that's like privilege. Let's check out Andrew Tate, man. Let me play this Andrew Tate video. He made some interesting points. Let me play it right quick. What y'all think? I'm gonna play it.
Anybody who remembers the Iraq War remembers the videos of Baghdad when a real war begins. That hasn't happened. That hasn't happened in Dubai, hasn't happened in Tehran, and it certainly hasn't happened in Tel Aviv. A real war would see Tehran currently in an entire ball of fire. What do you see coming out of Tehran? A plume of smoke on the outskirts and a bunch of people pointing at it. You call that a fucking war? That's not a war. What this is theatrical. This is the reorganization of internal Iranian divisions. There's a huge divide inside of Iran. A lot of people want the leadership to fall. A lot of people are actually pro-America, pro-West. And this is just a simple global repositioning because the people in charge have to save face and the people who are not in charge are trying to gain power. And this is a repositioning on the global stage for Iran to become a country which is no longer a threat to the West, so the West can focus on China. This is a play. This is an act. Why is Tel Aviv not on fire? Why is there the odd plume of smoke here, the odd little drop of fire over there? Same thing with Tehran. Why? Yeah, Dubai has shot down interceptors. Yes, some of them have fallen. Yes, there's a few fires here and there. I'm not saying nobody has died. Of course, less people have died than have died from drug overdoses or crime in the West, so it's still a safer place to be. But if you think this is a real war, and you don't understand that this is bullshit, that is going to be over in 48 hours, so that everyone can stand around and talk about the war that happened, talk about the bombings that happened, decide that we need new policies regarding oil, that we need new policies regarding the Red Sea and the Houthis, and we need to change the shipping lanes, and we need to make sure that the regime falls in this place, and that Benjamin Netanyahu can say how important it is for him to get billions of more dollars from America. If you think this is a real war like what happened in Iraq, you're a dummy. Study the videos of the beginning of the Iraq War in 2003, and look at the videos that are coming out of these countries now. I thought Iran and Israel are at war. I see fucking campfires and the odd plume of smoke.
He said campfire.
This is bullshit. This is a play. None of this is real. Dubai is still safe. Tel Aviv is still safe. Tehran is still safe. A deal has been done. Everyone has agreed to do certain things so that everybody can save face and everybody is happy with the end result, just like last time. So Iran is striking a whole bunch of empty American military bases with no one on them. A couple of missiles get shot down and those interceptors cause fires inside of Dubai. Yes, it's true, that is happening. A couple of stupid buildings on the outskirts of Tehran and the outskirts of Tel Aviv are going to get set on fire. And in 2 days from now, Emirates Airlines is going to be flying people first class to Five Palm to party next to a pool just like before. And if you think this is a real war, you don't understand how the world works.
So what y'all think, man? I kind of agree with him. I'm sitting here thinking, like, for probably years now, we have infiltrated Armani's, his closest, whatever, his closest members or whatever. We kind of infiltrated them and kind of like dismantled them from the inside. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm thinking. We just, we got some people to turn on them, because look, they knew exactly where he was at, and we got rid of him in one day. And we talking about Iran, who's supposed to have, they have capabilities. They're supposed to be able to reach out and touch certain things. But it from what I'm seeing, the response, there was pretty much not much response. And then what Andrew Tate is saying, make it a show. I think people internally, what I think he was trying to say was, people within Iran wanted that regime gone, which is kind of evident, right? Because I've been seeing people in the streets celebrating that the man is gone. You know what I'm saying? So I think people within Iran wanted that man gone. People internally wanted him gone. And some people had to cut deals, or, it could have got worse for him. And I think that's what we just witnessed. I think that's what we're witnessing. And what he's saying is this shit is going to be over. It's a show. It's a play. And we allow a few Middle Eastern countries to get hit and targeted, and then we clean it up, and then hey, it's over with. What y'all think, man? I'm not no expert in this. I'm just going off of what I'm seeing on the internet.
Anybody who remembers.
1 second. We live in the internet age now where we can get all this information, right? And it's like it's coming at you so rapid. So me personally, I like to give it about 3 days. I like to give it about 3 days to digest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to jump on it instantly. But here in about 3 days or next week, we going to see, man. We going to see. We going to see. Let me keep going. Shit popping off real now. Now, no sleep for me tonight. This is some guy over there. And I'm going to get to the charts, y'all. I'm just, I'm kicking it. I'm being some entertainment for the night. So y'all just bear with me. Hopefully it's not help. If you came to watch the TA part, then I'm going to get to it. But I got to be some entertainment at the same. I got to be my own entertainment, because some technical analysis, it can get boring, right? I enjoy the boring shit, but I need to kind of like, I want to start some conversation. AWB, it's too easy, boss. GW would have to run it back differently. Dusty said he's not wrong. Okay. Let me play this right quick. This was footage, I believe, from tonight. And I'm going to get some updated shit. I don't think all of this is updated, but, that's over there. Some nice apartment complexes got hit. But, I couldn't imagine living like this, man. Could y'all over here in the States imagine this shit? Like people in, let's say, whatever city you from, Houston, LA, Atlanta, New York, Chicago. Could y'all imagine shit like this flying over your head? You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to get out of Dodge, man. Me personally. Look, check this out. This is funny. Gold investors when World War III starts and millions of well, that's not funny at all. But this is the sick internet. Gold investors when World War III starts. You know what I'm saying? Gold, because guess what? You already know Monday morning, gold is probably gonna break out. I'm gonna look at it. We're gonna look at gold, but come Monday morning, gold is probably gonna go. They're gonna raise the margins if you're a trader, but if you own the asset, you probably celebrating right now. According to several sources, Kamani's last words were, "So that's what Palantir's fucking does." Damn, bro. Yeah, man. We've been hearing about Palantir and they got him. Check this out, man. The internet is so disrespectful, man. I don't know how fucked up he was, but imagine dying and the internet is just memeing the hell out of you. How many people want to bet Trump seen this? Damn. Nah, he ain't get up, man. Damn. Pick your mans up. That's what they saying. Pick your mans up. Let me see. This was something about the Strait of Hormuz. you know, for us people over here that's woke, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get too much into that, but no matter who you vote for, right? The debt keeps rising and the bombs keep dropping. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who you vote for. Y'all should know this, right? It don't, hey, I didn't make the rules. I ain't in charge, but we know, we all, it's not a secret no more, right? It's not a secret no more. It's not a secret no more. We just gonna keep it moving. We gonna keep dropping them bombs and raising the debt. And you know, they trying to get that new world order that I think Bush #1, he announced that we in the new order. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's X, man. That's X. Let's see some update. That's live footage right there. Live footage in Tehran, Israel. Nothing really going on right now. So let me put the music back on. One second. But anyway, yeah, so what does this mean for the markets, man? What does this mean for the markets? Come over to the markets. Don't talk about Fight Club. AWB boss, there was a truck fire explosion a mile away from me, and it shook out our building. I can imagine living in a war zone. Yeah, man, I can't imagine it. Can't imagine it. Military industrial complex has all the money and the power. Yeah, man. All the money in the power. So, man, what does that mean for our financial system and our financial markets? You know what I'm saying? There's some key things that I'm not concerned about, but some things that I'm interested about or interested in is, okay, Iran cutting off the Strait of Hormuz. Now, did they really cut it off? Are they okay? I don't know, bro. I don't live over there. Because if they killed the leader, is it over with? Before I move to the charts, let me check something right quick. I need to look at updated news, and maybe I can go to YouTube for that. Because if we follow what Andrew Tate is saying, then the Strait of Hormuz should be opened up again. Iran live. All right, 5 hours ago. I don't know no current headlines. I'm gonna be looking for it, but let me see. Strait of Hormuz. All right, 5 hours ago. Let me look into this right quick. Let's check this out. 5 hours ago. That's the most recent thing that I see, the Strait of Hormuz. Because the reason I'm mentioning the reason I'm mentioning the Strait of Hormuz is because that's going to impact global oil markets come Monday morning. That's going to impact global oil markets come Monday morning. So that's going to impact China, right? Because they get their oil directly from Iran. And that's going to raise the prices of oil. But does it really if we went ahead and took over Venezuela? What y'all think?
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Well, Iran's Revolutionary Guards are sending radio transmissions to ships, warning them that no ship is allowed to pass the Strait of Hormuz. That's according to the EU's naval mission Aspides, whose operations aim to protect international shipping from attacks. The Strait of Hormuz is a vital export route for the Gulf's biggest oil producers, including Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. Around 20% of the world's crude oil flows through it. Experts have warned that even a limited disruption could spike energy prices and fuel inflation. It's great to welcome military analyst Marina Miran back to DW with King's College London. She joins me today.
Closed off or mined, making it very difficult for the oil to come out, and it has already caused a shock in the oil markets. The OPEC countries were supposed to meet tomorrow to discuss the prices per barrel, and I assume that we will see an increase of at least $10 to $20 per barrel of crude.
Yeah, I hear that, $10 to $20 per barrel of crude. So Monday morning, let me show you the oil chart right quick. Let's come to the oil chart right quick. Let me pull that up right quick. Oil, right? So this is a monthly time frame. Now, oil is a very difficult market, you know what I'm saying? If you're trading it, it's very volatile. It's never stable. Because it's a commodity and the world depends on this. So oil is a event-driven market, right? When there's certain geopolitical events that happen, it either spikes it higher or lower. So, okay, the market is closed right now. This is oil. This is the The oil market is closed. But come Monday morning, this thing can spike up. It can gap open, right? And it can start going higher. It can go lower, or it can start whipsawing and going crazy, right? So this is a monthly time frame. And we just closed February. So the next candle that prints will be March. And then we have an entire month to see what oil wants to do. But as you can see, if this was not pre-planned, right? And for y'all that watch me, we dropped down back in December. So if you can't tell me this shit ain't already planned out. We dropped down in December. And guess what? We sweep this low right there. We sweep that low. Let me highlight that low for y'all. That low is what? Sell side liquidity, right? Sell side liquidity. So these people that are in power, right? This is a commodity game, but there's also people speculating and betting on the oil market. It's just the world we live in, where you can go in and place your bets on oil, right? So when it drops down, it takes out liquidity, these lows, right? There's orders underneath that low. Now, if you don't know, the markets are algorithmic. If you're brand new to my channel, that's what I talk about. And then also, let's look over here to the left, right? What is this right here in the chat? Oil will be $80 to $90 Monday morning. What is it at right now? Yeah, man, it's $67. So y'all get ready, man. If this weekend, y'all need to be, if you got lawn mowers, if you got industrial equipment, if you got extra jugs of gasoline, and if you got a vehicle, fill up all your vehicles so you can get that last cheapness of the gas. You know what I'm saying? Experience what it's gonna feel like to have cheap gas for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So what is this right? Yeah, y'all correct. Bissy. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Check this out. I'm gonna draw it out. This was back from 2021. These markers are algorithmic. It's not random. 2021. It drops down into it. Boom, just like that. And what is it doing inside of that fair value gap? Finding support, right? Consolidating, finding support. It's not breaking the midpoint of the gap. It's respecting the gap, right? In the middle. See that? And then guess what? Boom, this place is higher. Now let's zoom out. What does that look like? Does that not look like they drop it down to discount? All right, check this out. You see this swing low right here? And this is a monthly time frame. This low formed in 2020. So we going back to the pandemic years, right? We going back to the pandemic era. I'm going to take that low right here, and I'm going to drag that low up to this high right there. Boom, just like that, right? So now we're trying to find, okay, did oil go down to a discount or did it go down to a premium? Come on now. Did it go down to a discount or did it go down to a premium? Let me show you my dealing range right here. That's my dealing range for oil. This swing low up to that swing high. Did it go down to a discount or premium? Discount, baby. Come on now. War, conflict, drop. Now, we're not talking about the commodity. We're talking about people putting their orders in for paper contracts, speculating and betting that oil is either going to go higher or lower. So money. We're talking about money. AWB. Energy bills about to skyrocket just in time for spring. Those ONG companies with upstream facilities will make a killing. I bet. So yeah, it went down to discount, right? In the past few months back, let's go back to about March of last year, May, and then recently December, it went down to discount. And when they're in discount, right, they're accumulating at discount. And prior to this conflict breaking out, right, they push it all the way back up to the premium side of the dealing range. And then now we don't know what's going to happen Monday when this market opens. Nothing can happen. Check it out. They can resolve this, whatever Middle East shit. But I don't think it's going to be that easy man. You got too many shipping routes, too many things. What the lady just said, oil is going to impact the markets by 20%. The prices of oil. You got OPEC meetings, all that. So this is going to be crucial, man. So by it dropping down to discount for several months, now it's rallying higher. I don't know what it's going to do. It can be volatile. We might get consecutive expansion candles like we've seen right here. You see when it dropped down, we can get multiple expansion candles for the next few months, you know? And then I'm already looking like if they're going to be taking profits in oil, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at these highs. I see a lot of highs in here where they can target, you know what I'm saying? That right there, that'll be $95 a barrel. That'd be $95 a barrel of oil right there. So you already know. Y'all ready for them $5 gas prices again? Y'all ready for those wherever you live at? You know, where I live at, gas is pretty cheap because we damn near produce the oil. We refine the oil, so we got cheap oil where I'm at. But you know, the highs we might see is probably 380, maybe 380. I don't know. I don't know what this shit can do. Let me go down to a 15-minute. But yeah, that's one thing that I'm worried about. I'm not worried about it, but you know, the Strait of Hormuz being blocked off, that's going to impact China. They are a key player in this, you know what I'm saying? And once we scratch off Iran from the chessboard, we're moving on to China and Iran. We already not China and Iran. We're moving on to Russia and Iran. We already kind of indirectly dealing with Russia, but the one giant, the sleeping giant that we don't know nothing about is China, right? And for the most part, China hasn't been an aggressive country. You know what I'm saying? We've been at war for like 250 years in America. You know, we've been fighting 250 years of wars. And China has no experience at warfare. So it's going to be kind of interesting, you know, what's the response as we kind of like push them in the corner. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think? So that's oil, man. So for right now on oil, I'm kind of like, you know, I'm bullish on oil. You know what I'm saying? I'm bullish on oil. I think it's going to run higher. I don't think it's coming down. I like all these levels in here. See these highs? All those highs that they are, you know, they're creating lower highs. They left behind liquidity in the market. And I actually think they can go target that liquidity. China is a part of BRICS. Man, BRICS is getting broken up, man. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Venezuela was part of BRICS. Iran was part of BRICS. So what's happening to BRICS? You know what I'm saying? Are they going to be able to, you know, it's getting crazy. They've been popping that brick shit for a long time. Now they got to pick their mans up. They got to pick them up. Let's see. So yeah, that's the oil market. That's one of my concerns. What y'all think about oil? You know what I'm saying? Y'all prepare for it? But let's look at one thing I'm interested in as well, the dollar, the United States dollar. You can't look at none of these markets without looking at the dollar. So that's like the first thing you got to look at. Whenever we go to war, the dollar always shows strength. You know what I'm saying? When we go to war, that's bullish for the dollar. But right now the dollar's consolidating. It's almost staging for something. I'm not sure what they want to stage it for, but it's staging for something. That's why U.S. took Venezuela oil. Yep. Took that oil, man. Y'all remember that Dave Chappelle meme, taking that oil? China and USSR are nothing compared to USA and with NATO. America always picks on the small countries, LOL. Man, Iran ain't small, man. It's not small, but guess what? And guess what? Our military is way smaller than what it ever used to be. Than what it was in the past. We have a way smaller military now. But I'm guessing like technology and shit, it just done took over. You know what I'm saying? We got robots coming. But this is the US dollar. I'm looking at it from a monthly perspective, right? This is a monthly time frame. Man, the dollar is so volatile, man. The dollar is like iffy. Like because we got the advantage on the world stage right now, anything can pop this shit. Anything can pop this higher or lower. But what I'm looking at with the dollar, right? I see these equal lows down here. They always had my interest. And these lows go back all the way to 2018, right? So there's liquidity below the market for the dollar. I think I did this. Let's do a super macro perspective on the dollar. Let's go out to the 6 month. Right? And on a 6 month time frame for the dollar, this is the current dealing range that the dollar is in. Let's look at this. And the dollar is a multi-year asset. It's been around. It's been the world reserve currency forever. So as I look at the dollar on the 6 month time frame, I'm looking at this swing high right here, down to this swing low, right there, right? So we're going to determine if the dollar is bullish or bearish based on the current range is in. All right, we're going to determine if it's bullish or bearish. I need y'all participation. and this is a long-term analysis for the dollar because I'm viewing price all the way back from 2001. So we're going back to the 9/11 days, right? So from 2001 to today, right? We're looking at many years, over two decades. Naquan, shout out to you, Naquan. Dusty, the Dixie, aka the petrodollar. Oh yeah, the petrodollar, man. So as we look at the dollar, right? Let's walk through the dollar right quick because you cannot move forward without looking at this asset. This is the world reserve currency. But the dollar, check this out. It's sold down, right? It sold off back in 2001. You know, I forget what was going on. I was young, so I don't really remember what was going on economically in 2001. I don't know. I know the 1990s was good. I know everything was good. Everything was cheap. You know what I'm saying? We can go to the grocery store in the 90s. Probably spend $100 and you can have damn near two grocery baskets full of food. Who remembers that? Who remember going to the store where you could fill up 2 buggies of food and everything you need back when Walmart first hit the scene? Who remembers that? Some of y'all probably wasn't over here. I remember I never thought in my lifetime, bro. I never thought in my lifetime, like when I was in school and whatnot, I never thought. Because I was asleep. I was asleep. I was rocked to sleep. I was plugged in the matrix. But I never thought that food would be an issue at some point as far as expensive. Dusty, bombed Kuwait and had the wars of the Desert Storm. Yep. I got family that went to Desert Storm. But yeah, look, we sold off right in the dollar back in 2001. It flowed into 2002. Wait. Yeah, 2002. We had a multi-year sell-off from 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, leading all the way up to the economic crisis of 2008. And when we sold down, right, we cleaned out these lows right here that they left behind from 1992. Is that ironic? No. This shit is programmed, bro. Imagine if they had this market programmed since the 90s and they just letting artificial intelligence control the economy and make all the decisions, because that's what they doing in the military now. They got AI making all the decisions for our military. It's telling them what to do, what to strike, how to do it, what assets to use, what kind of manpower. It even tells them how to feed the soldiers. That's where we at right now. Yeah, 9/11 was in 2001. Took out Saddam Hussein. I think that was, yep. Saddam was the second war. It was the Gulf War was in the 90s. Saddam was in that second one. We let him slide the first one. But check it out. We sold down, right? We took out this low right here back in 1992. We took it out in 2007, leading up to the financial crisis. Took it out leading up to the financial crisis, right? Sell side liquidity. And then we chopped around. It was very volatile for those first few years. Obama come in. He came in 08. And those were the, what they was calling it, the Great Recession. Those were the Great Recession years. And guess what? We had like 0% interest rates. Everything was good still. You know, I mean, things were bad, but things were good. And then at some point, the 2010s, that dollar started rallying. So when it was down here, where was it at in the chart? Y'all tell me in the chat. In this range right here from that high to low, where was it at? It was at a discount, right? The dollar was down about $76. That was the value. It was very cheap. Yes, it was at discount. It was at discount, right? And then they back around 2014 in the teens, they started sending it higher, right? The teens was pretty good as well, right? It was, we had some interesting times. We thought we shook back from the economy kind of shook back. We had like a tech boom in the 2010s. Social media started taking off like crazy. A lot of things was going on in the 2010s. And guess what? We went up to a premium on the range, right? Went into a premium. And then when we went up into the premium of the range, we went into a SIBI. I'm going to highlight that for y'all. Went into a SIBI. Right here. SIBI. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Is that random, bro? Or does this make you question just life? Because all of this shit is in the charts. It repeats. It trades up to this level, and we can predict this. So once you know these levels and know what you're looking for, you can kind of see, you can kind of determine like, hey, price is going to go here. The value of the dollar is going to go here. And then when it goes there, it's going to come back down and then go where? Y'all look at this right here in the discount. Look at in the discount side of the range. Then it drops down into this. What is that in the chat? Y'all tell me what that is in the chat. At the discount side of the range. And when it dropped down there, that was around 2018, right? 2018 was an interesting year. You know, things were kind of good in society as far as like not what it was today. Things were still fairly cheap. Things wasn't so crazy. But yeah, it traded down into a discount, right? Traded down into a discount. Drops back down into a discount in 2020, the pandemic. So this sell-off in 2020, right? Sell-off in 2020, pandemic era. Is that random? Or was that engineered? When they drop it down, back down to discount, make the dollar cheap, raise interest rate, and then once in 2020 hits, they started raising interest rates. And guess what? Interest rates started going higher. That made the value. When they raised the interest rates, they made the value of the dollar more expensive. And that's where we see from about 2021, 2022, 2023, the dollar became more expensive. So what that means is it became more expensive to borrow, right? If you don't know, the dollar is the world reserve currency. We print our government. All governments are broke. They're all indebted. So what they have to do is issue bonds. When they issue bonds to the central bank, in return, you get currency. So it's all a big monopoly game. It's a big ass game that we playing, you know, and it's all about debt. So our country is in debt. They issue treasuries, which are debt notes. They say, hey, Federal Reserve or central bank, we need some money. We need cash. So we're going to issue these debt notes and promise that we're going to pay the interest back on it at a later time. So they issue the debt notes to the central bank. In exchange, the central bank sends us back the same amount in currency. So if we ask for $1 billion in currency, we send over $1 billion or $1 billion worth of treasuries, and they send us back $1 billion worth of currency. So we're exchanging debt for debt, but the only thing is we got to pay that debt back in interest, and it's being passed on you, the citizen, right? It's being passed back to you as the citizen. So look, we drop down, we go up, we consolidate, we in the premium. So where are we at right now in the range? Y'all tell me. Where are we at right now in the range? Where are we at right now in the dealing range? We just recently dropped down to equilibrium. Where are we at right now in the range? Dusty, premium. AWB, premium. Yep. Okay, I appreciate the participation, y'all. So check it out. When we went up, right? And then check it out. I cannot make these levels up. I'm drawing this Fibonacci, right? I'm using certain levels. And is it random that price will just tap this level twice? Boom, boom, and then sell off? No, that's not fucking random. And then we sell off, we come down. So let's engage a little bit. What is this candle right here in the chat? What kind of candle is this in the chat? What kind of candle is that? Are y'all familiar with this? I got different PD arrays. Premium discount arrays. What kind of candle is this in the chat? AWB. UCA. No, not a SIBI. No. What is this down close candle right here? Nope. I don't know what a bearish engulfing is. I know what it is, but I don't refer to that. Somebody got to know, man. Somebody got to know what that candle is. Shout out to you, AWB. Finally, order block. Shout out to you, Daryl. Bullish order block. It is a bullish order block, right? It's a bullish order block. So I'm going to highlight that bullish order block right here. You want to find the opening price. Opening price of that candle right there. I'm going to change this to bullish order block right there. That's a bullish order block, right? So we trade down into it. Now, the dollar can go any way right now. It's kind of funny right now because it can go either way. It can go either way because why? Why could the dollar go higher or lower right now? Because we're near the equilibrium, which is the middle of the range. So whenever you're at equilibrium, they're offering fair value for buyers and sellers. So it's being offered at fair value near the middle of the range. So Right now, this is like sketch right now because the uncertainty with the dollar it's uncertainty with everything, but right now it's definitely uncertainty with the dollar. It can go higher or lower, so it's neutral. I'm neutral on the dollar. I don't know where it wants to go. On the discount side of the range, you got this BISI right here. So it traded down into the order block, right? It's not random that it touches the equilibrium of the range. That's not random. But also look at this right here. This BISI. I'm gonna highlight that, and we might come to that. We don't have to, but we might. The reason I draw it up a little bit higher is because you got to include that little small little gap in price. That's a volume imbalance. Make sure y'all hit that like button, yo. Hit that like button. That's a small little volume imbalance right there. So you got to include that, a part of the BISI, just like that. And is it random? Is it random that price trades down, tags the upper portion of it, and then it rallies back up, right? So no, that's not random at all. So right now we're neutral, right? But we're more on the premium side of the range for the dollar. So any kind of little event, any little thing, disruption can send this higher or lower. It's crazy. Let's go down to a 3 month. Go down to the 3 month for the dollar. So on the 3 month, right, the range that I'm looking at for the dollar is, you see these lows in here? I like the dollar might be bearish, bro. We in the premium, right? We in the premium. If I had to flip a coin, I don't know right now. That's just being transparent. Because since we're in the premium, if you want to be a seller or something, you want to short it in the premium. If you want to be a buyer or something, you want to buy it at a discount. So right now it's kind of neutral, but there's liquidity below these lows, right? That's going to be kind of scary, right? It's going to be very scary. And when we traded up on the 3 month, we traded up to a premium, right? Why did price go to a premium right here back in July 2022 and then reverse and start breaking down? Why did it do that? Let me show you. Look to the left. See this right here? Y'all in the chat. What is that right there for the dollar? What is that for the dollar? What is that right there for the dollar? Boom. Is that random? No, it's not fucking random. I'm trying to tell you. Not random. SIBI. Yep. It's not random, right? So on the 3 month time frame, you can't see this SIBI on the 6 month, but you can see it on the 3 month. So what I'm doing is I'm going from top down, but the higher time frame is the parent time frame. The higher time frame has more influence over price. So on the 3 month, so these orange levels, these are the 6 month levels. But on the 3 month, this green level, that's the 3 month level, and we trade right into it, right? Not random. Boom, reject it, hit the middle point, and we reject right off of that. And then price consolidates, which is high resistance conditions, right? It goes into a high, and this consolidation right here, I remember this. This is when I was heavy into crypto, but this little area in price right here, that is, what is it? Shit. That's about 819 days. This is a multi-year consolidation. It started about 2023 all the way to about 2025, right? And then we just finally broke out of it in 2025, and now we're back consolidating. So this is a multi-year thing that they're doing. If you don't zoom out, you probably won't know what's going on. Probably don't know what's going on. So right now it's just neutral. I'm neutral on the dollar. It can go anyway. This whole shit that we seeing in the Middle East, it can go up in flames. China can do something. It can go up in flames. Or we can assert dominance as America and the West and NATO. We can assert our dominance, and the dollar becomes stronger. Y'all see that they're wiping out NATO, BRICS countries left and right. You know what I'm saying? So BRICS were trying to get it off the ground, but now they got to pick their mans up. They got to pick their mans up. But yeah, what's y'all thoughts on the dollar, man? What's y'all thoughts based on pure analysis? And this analysis is based on science. This analysis is based on algorithmic philosophy. So this is not no bullshit ass. This is not no bullshit ass analysis. This is real analysis based on scientific concepts. I'm gonna say that. And the science is in the charts. The science is in the charts. All right, so we went over oil, right? We went over the dollar, right? So what does that mean for stuff like, so I'm neutral on the dollar. I'm leaning towards damn, I'm neutral, right? So I don't have a bias. But if I had to be a betting man, I still feel like the dollar. This is what I want to say about the dollar. I think the dollar wants to come down and take out these lows, right? If I had to be a betting man, but we don't know. Let's see how the market opens on Monday. I have further insight, but I'm a betting man. I want to see these lows targeted because they're too clean. They're just too clean. Let me drop down one more time frame. Let's go down to the monthly. And on the monthly time frame, you can see order flow is bearish. We consolidate. We hit a premium, consolidate for years, displacement, consolidation, and then we hit a 6-month level. But I'm not sure. This consolidation in here is high resistance. But to me, this right here, all these lows right here, that's too clean for me. That's too clean for me to say they're not going to refer back to that. I kind of want to see them come down here and grab those lows right there. Right? So that's the dollar. Now let's go over to oil. I did oil. Let's go over to gold. Let's talk about the metals. Well, it's pretty obvious. I don't care what happens in the world. They're repricing gold. They're repricing the metals. And these assets are continuing to appreciate in value. You know what I'm saying? It's almost nothing that can stop them, to be honest, from what I'm seeing. So gold currently trading at $5,278. The market is closed right now. Market is currently closed. For traders, they're not even giving them an opportunity, right? They're not even giving traders an opportunity to get in and do anything with this. No opportunities for traders. But if you're a long-term investor of gold where you buy the metal, then guess what? This shit is expensive. How many people got $5,000, $200? I'm gonna round it off. How many people got $5,300 to invest in gold consistently? Lenny, gold to 6,000 by the end of Q1. Damn. Oh, Lenny. Yeah, by March. Yeah, so we here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I could see it. I could see it, man. Destiny, I'm 100% allocated in gold. That's a smart bet. That's a smart bet, Dusty. Very smart. But there's really not much analysis to do on gold, man. I mean, look, vertical. I bet y'all wish crypto would do that, huh? I bet y'all wish XRP and Bitcoin and whatever y'all invested. No, it ain't gold. It has nothing on gold. They let you know. Bitcoin ain't even going vertical. Bitcoin doesn't even go vertical. And we talking about from a monthly perspective. This is a monthly time frame. Let's go look at the 6 month. Look at that on the 6 month time frame. Each one of these candles represents 6 months of price action. But look at this on the 6 month time frame, right? It's gone, home run. There was one little opportunity back in 2024 during the holidays, and it was at $2,500. I did a live stream. I was telling people, hey, this is a discount. It's during the month of December and October and November. And they had it right there at discount. And once those months were over, once we crossed into 2025, they hit a home run. It's out the park. It's in the atmosphere, and it's going to the universe because gold is gone. They're repricing it right now, and they might keep going. 10,000, 25,000. We don't know. They're doing it though, right in front of your eyes. So shout out to y'all that own gold. There's really not much analysis to do on this. Let me go down to the monthly. All right, let's go to the monthly. Let's go down to the daily, just to see if there's even a slither of opportunity. Silver going to surge again too. Yep, silver right behind gold. It's starting to catch up to gold as far as market structure and price action. But as we look at silver, right? As we look at silver, I'm trying to look at something. Does it make sense for my chat to be on the left side of the screen or the right side of the screen? Give me some feedback. I'm just trying to enhance my stream a little bit. Is it distracting on the left or is it distracting on the right? Y'all let me know in the chat. I can move it over. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. But anyway, what I want to do with gold, right? Because it's really out of the ballpark. So all you can kind of do is kind of trade it. Investing at these prices, you would have better opportunities than other things. So I wouldn't be trying to invest in these markets, trying to chase this, because then they'll pull a number like this where they flash crash it. But let's get a 20-day range on gold. So I'm gonna start on the current candle. I'm gonna go back 20 days, which is right here. 20 days, right there. I'm gonna go back 40 days. 40 days, right there. I'm gonna look at 20. I'm gonna just look at 20. So the 20-day range It's kind of weird, but this is what it is right here. It's kind of this swing high right here down to this swing low. That's the 20-day range right there on gold. Right? And as you can see, what side of the range is it on, people in the chat? What side of the range is it on? Lenny, I'm trading gold futures, silver, too expensive to trade futures, so I don't follow silver as much. Makes sense to me, shit. No, Dusty, it's not in discount. Daryl, you're correct. It's in the premium. It's in the premium side of the range. Premium. Premium side of the dealing range, right? And it's really gone. I can't even lie. It's gone, yo. It's gone. It's gone. Do you want to check it out? Would y'all buy this at a premium or a discount? You'll be chasing it at a premium. The last little opportunity they had was right here on the daily. Look. You see this candle right here? Now look a little closer. You got this little gap right here, which is a volume imbalance. You got this gap up here, which is a volume imbalance. So what you got to do is you got to include both of them. And I'm going to show you what that looks like right here. Include the volume imbalance down here up to this high right there. And there you go. That was your last opportunity on gold to kind of get whatever you could get as far as a long position or even a discount. The discount was down here. The discount is when it sold off. But when they sold it off, they raised the margins. They made it expensive. I'm sure the spot asset got very, the premiums were high on the spot when they tanked it. And gold was probably hard to get when it dropped at that price because everybody was trying to buy it. And now here it is. It went down to $4,400 beginning of February. This is how they play games. The beginning of February, right? They dropped it down to $4,400. The end of February, it's back up to $5,200. Over the next few months, it will take all-time high. Man, Lenny, I think it's gonna. No lie, Lenny. The high right here, I think it can do it by March or April. I'm not even gonna lie, Lenny. I think it can get up there by March or April and keep going. How this market is moving, yeah. Look at the previous day, the Friday. Look at Friday's candle. All it's gonna take is about 2 or 3 more of those candles, and we right there at that all-time high, right? So I don't think it's gonna take long at all. Gold is gonna keep going. They are driving us into global conflict, bro. They are driving us into global conflict, and they're gonna reprice this gold. So that's gold, right? I'm not doing intraday analysis. I'm just giving macro analysis. So that's long-term analysis for you people that are brand new. 1 second. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. All right. Share the video. You know, let me make this smaller, a little bit smaller. $400. All right there. All right. So that's gold. I'm going to take a quick glance at silver. Take a quick glance at silver. Where's silver at? Silver right here. All right, silver, same thing, man. Silver, the same thing. Similar to gold. This is a monthly time frame. I'm not going to do too much analysis on silver, but it dropped down. When it dropped down February, right? When it dropped down, silver dropped down to about $64, and it dropped down into a discount, and it provided an opportunity to accumulate silver. But most people ain't quick on the trigger. I'm talking about if you want a spot. I'm not even just necessarily talking about trading silver. If you wanted to buy a spot, you didn't have much time to get it. But when it traded down into that gap right there on the monthly time frame, which is a suspension gap, you tell me if that's random. When it trades down and it touches the middle of the gap, boom, right there. You tell me if that's random. It touches the midpoint of that gap. That midpoint of that gap was $64.06. And ever since then, it runs back higher to $93.79. So you tell me if that's random. It did a 30% pullback in one day, so it could rally fast. Yep. That's exactly what it did. Let me go down to the daily. That's what it looks like on the daily. Chart looks similar to gold, right? Let me compare. Let's compare silver, which is this chart right here. This is silver. And let's look at gold. Kind of similar, right? Can't make this shit up, bro. This market is algorithmic. They repeat over and over again. Can't make it up. Silver, gold, right? Natural gas. Now, natural gas was selling off. Natural gas was selling off 286, right? So the month of February is sold off. I'm not sure because I don't keep up with natural gas, but I put it in the petrochemical family. But I'm not sure the reason why natural gas is selling off. I don't know if it's dealing with the conflict. I'm not sure. But natural gas is selling off. It's cheaper. So that might be good for y'all that use natural gas. The NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ. Let's look at the S&P first, since it's the S&P 500. But the S&P 500 on the 3-month time frame, as you can see, perpetually bullish. It doesn't come down. But, bro, we due for one. I just know we due for one. Or do they keep pushing this market higher? Are we due for one, or do they keep pushing it higher? And when I say are we due for one, are we due for like one of these moves? Just like that. But if we look at this is the perpetual contract, by the way, for y'all in the chat. This is the perpetual. But if you look at the monthly, right? Maybe I need to zoom out. Let's go out to the 3 month. Go out to the 3 month. On the 3-month time frame, right? It's just consolidating. We got 30 days left in the quarter. So this entire month on the 3-month time frame has been consolidating. But it's going to be curious to see how do we open up second month, Q2 of 2025. We could get some crazy shit. We can start this war off with Iran, and then here in about 3 to 4 months, we can pop it off with China. We don't know where they're taking us in 2026. We might have a Chinese conflict by the 2026. China might want to go ahead and invade our Taiwan because they have nothing else. It's time. We're approaching the end of the decade. They got to go out with a bang. We're approaching the end of the decade, right? The 2020s. I don't know how we would describe. How would y'all describe the 20s so far? We back in the 20s. You remember the 1920s and all the stories and the history? How would y'all describe the 2020s? Because this shit being chaotic, man. This shit was not easy. We're going to look back in history. We're going to be like, man, the 20s was hard. Hopefully the 30s ain't fucking hard. Hopefully the 30s ain't hard, but the 20s was, pretty intense. And I feel like they got to end this out with a bang, They got to end it at Agenda 2030. Agenda 2030. You already know that's part of the World Economic Forum and those people, that's part of their agenda. So look, on a 3-month time frame, they got a BISI right here. We are at all-time high levels. We are at all-time high levels for the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, the stock market overall. So right now, all you can kind of do is stick with the trend bullish. But anything can pop this market because it's overinflated. The stock market is overinflated. It's too much at a premium. God damn it, there's no premium in the stock market. When you zoom out to higher time frames, there is no premium in the stock market. There is no discount in the stock market. It's at all-time premiums. This right here, when you zoom out with the S&P 500 and you zoom out to the NASDAQ or anything dealing with stocks, and you just look back at the history of the stock market, well, this data right here goes back to 1997. It's older than that. But throughout history, it continues to go higher, right? So what does that mean for Gen X? What does that mean for Gen Z? Or Gen Alpha, whatever generation they decide to call it afterwards? What does that mean for them? They won't have the ability to participate in this and create generational wealth through the stock market. A lot of y'all boomers, a lot of y'all older generations, y'all was able to get in during the time when it was really cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was able to get in at a good time. But for y'all children, y'all grandchildren, y'all might want to be concerned about them because it's real for them. I'm not even gonna lie, it's getting real for them. I know it's real for us and older generations, it's real for some of us, but the younger generations, they're not gonna be able to have shit. They're not gonna be able to have nothing. AWB, the 30s will be a cruise control with AI and robotics. The 20s have been a roller coaster. We shall see, AWB. We shall see. But that's my, right now, bullish on the stock market, but we can see some retracement probably. And if we retrace on the 3-month time frame, there's a 3-month BISI. If I go down to the monthly, we got liquidity. We just got some shit to work through in the top of the year, right? So the stock market is still trying to figure out the sentiment, right? The first quarter was a dud for the stock market. If we highlight that wick, y'all remember the wicks, the gradients, the ghost pool. I call them ghost pools, but the gradient levels. Look at that right there. Is it random how it drops down into this wick? Boom, touches that level. And now we're just consolidating. So it's real quiet in the stock market. And here we are. We still finding opportunities every day in that consolidation right there. Right? I'm going to say that for another time, though. That's the S&P 500. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Very similar. Let's go out to the 3-month time frame. 3-month time frame for the S&P, the NASDAQ. Look at the history of it. Same, similar to the S&P. And I see a BISI right here. Right, that's a level. If we come down in the stock market, these are levels that I'm anticipating it to draw to. Right there, right. So that's just where we at with it right now. Go down to the monthly, zoom in, and that's what you see. Similar thing on the S&P. You can see it in the NASDAQ. I can grade that wick right there. Boom, right there. NASDAQ actually offered a deeper discount. When I draw that wick out right there, is it random that we trade down to these levels? No, that's not random. Not random at all. Boom, tag it. Now we're just consolidating. Real quiet in the stock market. So how do I gauge the stock market? Remember we looked at the dollar? Well, what is the dollar doing? To me, it's neutral. The dollar really is neutral. It can go any way. It can go higher. It can go lower. Right? There's a big bubble. I see a big bubble in all these markets, macro, long term. Right. So, okay, let's look at some crypto, right? Let's look at some crypto. Let's look at some crypto, BTC. Now, the interesting thing about crypto, the market is 24/7. The traditional market is closed right now. So we got to wait. And I'm just ready for the traditional market to move 24 hours, like crypto, because we don't know what the sentiment going to be like when the market's open on Monday. But in crypto, 24 hours, you can see on crypto, Bitcoin chart, we have already opened up the monthly candle. So we're already in March in crypto. It's Asia right now. So it's March already in Asia, the Asia countries. First day of the month. AWB, BTC on that low liquidity run to the sell side. We gonna see. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. Subscribe. I know people, look, it's Saturday. People don't want this analysis. People don't want to hear this. You know what I'm saying? I get it. This shit is boring and dry, but I love it. That's the separation right there. You got to love this shit. If you don't love to do this or you don't know what you're doing, then shit. Hey, to me, this is the matrix. But Bitcoin, I'm still bearish on Bitcoin. What I'm looking at on Bitcoin is it's going to concern some people, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. This low right here. This low from August 2024. That's a level that I'm concerned about or interested in right there. That's a low right there that I'm interested in. That low is sell side liquidity. That low is about $48,000, $49,111, right? So, yeah, I got a 48,000 prediction on Bitcoin right now. But right now, we also trading inside. Let's squint our eyes a little bit. If you look a little bit closely, right? What are we trading inside of? What is this right here? Y'all in the chat. Y'all tell me what that is right there in the chat. Look a little bit closely. This is a monthly time frame, by the way. I'm not doing any intraday analysis. I'm just giving you macro analysis. Right there. Yep, Dusty, BISI. It's amazing, ain't it? It's amazing. Every time it's like I point it out, you see it, and it's like, damn, why the hell is price just right at that specific level? You can't make this shit up, man. It's in the chart. Everything is right in the charts. You don't even really need nothing else. But look how we trading inside of that right now. We just opened up the month. The market literally just opened for the month of March in crypto, right? We trading right inside of that BISI right there. And guess what? Right at the midpoint, consolidating. You know what I'm saying? Consolidating. And I'm not going to go down any lower, but that's what that looks like on the monthly. And if I had to get a range, go out to the 3 month. 3 month. What would be my range? It's kind of interesting, man. Bitcoin it's looking very sketch. So it's looking, y'all, I hope y'all ready, man. Hopefully y'all ready. I know a lot of people don't think Bitcoin, I'm not saying it's going to go to zero. I don't even want to put that out there, but it's looking very sketch. So y'all know this is an order block, right? This is an order block. But what happens when we trade below the midpoint? Let me hide this right quick. Let me hide that. What happens when we trade below the midpoint of the order block? Right there. Now, we're not closed yet. It's not closed, but when I measure this order block, right, and I show you the midpoint, which is the 50 level, is it random that we just hanging out right at that level? Nope, it's not random. Yep, Daryl. If it closes below this damn 50% level, Bitcoin is coming down, right? And this is a 3-month time frame. We got 30 days to find out. We got 30 days to find out what Bitcoin is about to do, right? We just started the month. And if it starts to slip lower, y'all better believe it's coming for this low right here. Boom. And if it comes for that low right there, it's going to trade into this gap right here on the 3-month time frame, which is a 3-month BISI. Boom, right there. We already referred to it, but guess what? We probably going to trade down into that. It's going to, oh man, 56,000, 50,000, 48,000. And if we fuck around, check it out. If we fuck around, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just here to watch it. But if we fuck around and trade through this gap, which we can, we're going to come down to this gap right here. We're going to come down to that gap right there. And I'm just putting that out there. I ain't trying to spook nobody. I'm just putting that out there. If we trade through that gap, which would make it inverted, we can come right there. And what are these price levels? These price levels are at 38,342 and 31,000. What does that do to the crypto community? Huh? What does that do for the crypto community? Because this is a full-blown market maker sell model, and it's looking, it's not looking good for Bitcoin. And check it out. If it gets really crazy, low resistance liquidity run, they got these lows right in here that nobody wants to talk about. Not saying it's going to happen, but nobody wants to talk about that. Sell side liquidity at that low, that's around the price level of 15,000, right? 15,500. So I'm far away from this right here, right? But it's possible. I'm just putting that out there. It's possible. Is the body of that candle the order block? Let me go back out to the 3-month. So yeah, the bodies of the candle, the opening price is the order block, right? The opening price up here. If it's a bullish order block, it's going to be a down closed candle. If it's a bearish order block, it's going to be an up closed candle. So it can trade down into it, opening price. But if it slips below the midpoint, and it's not random that we trading right there, right now. And on the monthly, we trading at a BISI, not random. But if we slip below that and close below the 50% level, it's coming down, right? And if it comes down, we got liquidity right here. We got this wick, we got the BISI, and we got liquidity in here, right? So it's a lot of levels we got to get through. A lot of levels to get through. So that's Bitcoin. I'm not going to go too crazy intraday. Which one y'all prefer? The intraday analysis or this long-term macro analysis, like getting the roadmap of what we potentially can do? Which one y'all prefer? I prefer it all, but I'm a trader first. Let's look at XRP, right? Boom, XRP. You already know where we at in XRP. Intraday, yeah, I'm gonna say the intraday because today is more of a macro. We're doing some macro shit, long-term investing shit, or just big picture because we got global geopolitical events. So I'm just giving you more of a long-term forecast. And right now you can see XRP currently trading at 138. I was watching it. They kind of holding it up. But if Bitcoin comes down, XRP is coming down. I know y'all don't like to hear that. I don't like to hear it. Some of y'all might get excited. But my thing is, hopefully if they drop this market down, right? If they drop this market, they allow people to open up those accounts and buy. Because they don't have to respect none of your limit orders if you got them put in. They don't have to respect them. I already seen it. I've already witnessed it and I experienced it. They don't have to respect nothing. And they can reserve discount prices for institutions. But this is XRP, right? Let's go out to the 3-month. 3-month time frame. Currently trading inside of a BISI, right? We've been here. Nothing has changed. And it's very dry and boring. It's like, you know, if you don't have vision, right? If you don't have binoculars, if you're somebody who just throws your money into these assets and you don't really watch it, then you're probably left in the dark right now. You probably don't know, like, damn, what is Bitcoin doing, man? I mean, XRP, what is it doing? Damn, man, it's been at this price level for a while now. So if you don't have these skill set and knowing what you're doing, you could be lost right now. So we just hovering, right? We just hovering. Consolidation. Let's go down to the daily. On a daily time frame, right? Consolidating. Sideways. What I want to do on the daily. Look back about 20, 40, 60 days on the daily time frame. I'm looking at this range right here, from this swing high right here down to this swing low. Right? And I'm going to get a Dillon range. Right? We're currently clearly obvious in the discount because we're already in that 3-month fair value gap. And on the daily time frame, when I draw my range, we're in a deep discount. A deep ass discount. Now, is this a good place to accumulate? I think it is if they support price. But we are in some volatile times right now, right? So anything can happen. You got to respect the risk of the market because, yeah, I'm bullish, and I think this is a good spot to accumulate at. Anything can pop off where they can continue to send it lower, right? So this consolidation right here is high resistance. Nothing really clean. And I don't see nothing on lower time frames. Let's go down to the 4-hour. I don't see nothing on lower time frames. Well, we opened up the month, right? Just opened up the month. Took out liquidity. Boom, right there. Right? Took out some sell side. Right there. Right? Sell side liquidity. And I'm gonna drop down to the 1-hour. You can see it moving. Whenever we took out the liquidity, they offloaded their shorts. They accumulate. Here goes a 1-hour BISI. Right here, 1-hour BISI. Right. So if let's say you were somebody that wanted to swing, like, which I don't recommend swing trading spot, but let's say you wanted to swing trade paper contracts. Well, it takes out the liquidity, right? You know on the higher time frame, I'm in the discount on the 3-month in the daily. So knowing I'm looking to buy a discount, right? So what you're doing is you're zooming in on these super low time frames. It takes out the liquidity, which are pending orders. That's where smart money leaves their orders at. They accumulate that discount, and guess what? They buying it up below the liquidity. They offer themselves an entry point. Boom, BISI, fair value gap. You put your order in right there inside the gap, preferably the top portion. When it's really bullish, right, you don't want to see the midway point traded to. So this tells me it's very bullish. So it trades into that. Boom. It starts trading higher. Look to the left. What is this right here? This is a SIBI, right? But what do they do to the SIBI? They invert it. They invert the SIBI. So this is another entry point at discount. Trade up into it, trade down, and you can, on lower time frames in here, right? Let's go down to a 5-minute. Remember this blue shaded area, that's a inversion gap on the 1-hour. So in here, you have to go down to lower time frames, and here you are right here on the 5-minute time frame, still in discount. Find you a BISI entry, boom, right there. I'm gonna give it another color so I can show you that this is a 5-minute time frame right there. 5-minute entry right there. So let's say you missed the deep discount down here. Well, guess what? You can still get on board of the train right there. And guess what? It breaks out. You're in all profit, and look to the left. What is it aiming for? It's aiming for liquidity that they left behind in the market. It's that intraday shit y'all like, man. So, you know, this is way more technical. It's easier to do high time frame analysis. But when we get in here, got to roll them sleeves up. Look at all these highs in here. They don't have to aim for all of them, but they definitely gonna aim for one of these minimum highs up in here. Look at these highs right there. Those are all levels that if I was like a trader, I would be targeting to get out, take profits, and run into the sidelines. Guess what? I made bank on you right quick. And guess what? I'm gonna run to the sidelines Run to the sidelines and preserve your capital. Look what it's reaching for, right? Look what it's reaching. Isn't it reaching? What time is it? Y'all in the chat, what time is coming up? Watch this in the chat. What time is coming up? It's 8:48. What do we have coming up? Watch this. It's 8:48. What is coming up right now? We're in Asia, right? What's coming up? Shout out to you, Daryl. Macro. Dusty, how besides a bunch of equal lows and wicks, how do you see the liquidity so easy? I know, man. Look, Dusty, all I could tell you, bro, it takes a long time, bro. I'm 5 years into doing this. Check this out. You want to see how I know how to see liquidity so easy? Zoom in on this. When we drop down, right, and this was during the macro, 750 to 810, we drop down, right? Look at these lows right here. What do? Take out those lows. Check it out. Sweep the low. Just like that. With precision. Why does it turn on a dime right there, right? Why does it turn on a dime right there? And then look, BISI. I'm going to highlight the BISI. BISI. Trade down into BISI, right? During the macro. Take out liquidity. Equal lows. Reverse on the dime. And then check this out. Once we displace higher, BISI. Right? BISI. During macro. Trade down into it. There goes your entry right there. Boom. Just like that. Entry point. Displacement higher. Is that random? We trade down into it. It takes off. I don't think that's random. And guess what we're reaching for? What I just highlighted over here to the left. What are we reaching for? Come on now. Y'all want to learn this skill set? I'm doing it for free. Doing it for free on my channel. Look at it. Look at it reaching. Still, look, 850, y'all. 850. What's the time frames? 850 to what? And you tell me this don't work. This work in everything. We mainly be trading futures, but here we are looking at XRP randomly. I bet if I go to Bitcoin, I'll see the same thing. What's up, AWB? What's the time frames for the macro? Is 850 to what? 850 to what? Check it out. Well, this I enter right there. I'm going to be getting out right there. Boom. I'm taking profit right there. I'm taking profit right there, paying myself. And you watching it live, by the way. Do this live. Yep, Daryl. 850 to 910. So look at your clocks. The macro just began. It's already pushing higher. It offered you an entry. Be looking to get out right there. And guess what? If I had any extra contracts on, I'll be getting out at this high right here. So that's how you do that. What we reject off of? 15 minute. Okay, look at the 15 minute. So when you go zoom out a little bit, you get a bigger perspective. So look at this 15 minute SIBI right there. Is that random? Is that random? This SIBI right here? Look how we trade right into it. Bing, just like that, and reject. It's not random. Now let's watch this. Let's go down to a 15 second. 15 second time frame, right? 15 second. Let's go down to a 5 second. 5 second time frame. I still think it's going up. I'm bullish, but I'm just dropping down the lower time frames, right? 5 second time frame. Let's look at this inversion gap right here. Let me highlight this. I'm still bullish. I'm just showing you though. I'm just showing you 5 second time frame. Inversions, fair value gap right there. Every candle that prints takes 5 seconds. Boom, right there. Do we find support? Yes, we do. Invert it. Now, do we continue to go higher? Do we continue to go higher? By we inverting it, we trade through it, back through it, support it, go higher. And trade up. Liquidity right there. Let me see. Trade back it down into it. Look at that right there. Boom, just like that. Oh, can't make that up. Algorithmic, right? Algorithmic. But you know, this shit boring to some people. People leaving, people dropping out. I would be trying to learn this shit if I was you, because we ain't got much time left. We ain't got much time left in society. Look at that right there. Inside of the inversion gap, we got that orange highlighted area, which it dropped right back down into BISI. When it drops right back down into the BISI, what does it trade to? Upper quadrant, right? That's not random. Can you make that shit up? No, you can't. Why did it just boom, repel from right there, go higher, trades up? And now we're inside of that gap that I highlighted, 15 minute. Took out liquidity. Goes into the premium side of that 15-minute SIBI. Do we break down? Let's go down to a 1 second. 1 second time frame. Now we display some lower. If we come back lower, right? I like these lows in here. Check out these lows right here. Do we trade to those lows? Do we trade to those lows right there? This is a 1 second time frame. AWB said, boss, folks think you capping, but it's legit. You gotta take the red pill, man. They gotta just, I can't tell. All I can do is lead you to the water, man. I can't make you drink it. Can't make you drink it. I don't like this 1 second time frame though. It's very, see how the volume, look, it was low resistance, right? Low resistance. And then guess what? It kind of fizzles out. But guess where we going? Right to my target. Boom. Just like that. Boom, just like that. Take it out. There you go. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you just witnessed this, man, y'all press 1. I don't know what else to do to convince you. Y'all that been knowing what I do, y'all been knowing this. So, for the people that are brand new or still trying to figure this out, I mean, this is a 1 second time frame. And this is what I mean by long-term investing. I'm kind of about to throw that shit out the window, right? If you can learn this skill set, you can go print whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that's stopping you from making as much money as you want. And if you can do that, you can outgain any crypto. You can outgain any stock. This skill set is very valuable, very, very valuable. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn it. And you witnessing years. And I'm still practicing. I'm not done. Not done. Not done. Look at the level. Why did it? Listen, 15 minutes. So when I was framing this up, right? Now, this is what it looks back on the 15-minute. But when I was talking and framing this up and it trades there, why did I select this? And it trades right to it, fills it in, and guess what? Short. On a 1 second time frame, even though the market is bullish, right? You can short on micro time frames, high frequency time frames. What you think algorithms are doing? So when it goes up into this level right here, they're high frequency trading it back down lower. That's exactly what they're doing. 1 second. And that's what I just outlined. High frequency algorithms going up to this level, and they're in these levels in here fucking putting big money on, huge money that y'all couldn't even imagine. And they're shorting this market right back down, right? Trying to look for an end. There was no entry on the 1 second. Maybe right here. But there was no real clean entry on this 1 second. And guess what? You can go down to lower time frames. So, yeah, man, y'all press 1. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe. I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here. I might go live tomorrow. Let's see what the updates are gonna be. You know, I don't want to hold y'all all night. You know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely tell a friend to tell a friend, you know, tell somebody about me, you know what I'm saying? Spread the word, spread the knowledge. Cause what I just showed y'all is something that y'all probably want to learn, you know what I'm saying? That right there, what I just showed y'all, that's kind of like, I don't know what to explain. I work very hard, you know what I'm saying? I work very hard to understand what's going on with that. Very hard. And we got people in my Discord or whatever, they're learning every day, they're growing every day, and they're figuring this shit out as well. So it's not just me that are seeing it. Thanks, man. All right, Dusty. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But, man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Pray for the world. You know what I'm saying? Blessings to the world. I don't want people dying out here. Whatever they're going to do, hopefully they do it fast. I just wish peace on the earth. AWB. The best skill to print money once you learn it. Trading is like life. You keep learning every day. Yep. Shout out to you, AWB. But yeah, man, wrap it up. I'm going to do some more research on what's going on with the conflict. Hopefully it wraps up soon. Pray for the world. It's going to be interesting come Monday how the market's open. We're going to be watching that. Look how it trades into that SIBI. 15-second time frame. Trades into that SIBI, right? Now let's see if it wants to come lower. I can't get enough. And this is why I can't wait for the markets to go 24 hours. The crypto market is already 24 hours. So this is what I mean, y'all, that's in my Discord when I told y'all, hey, like, could you imagine on Saturday having that extra day just to trade and Sunday This is what I mean by that, you know. We'll get there soon though. It's happening. They're revolutionizing the world. Liquidity right there. Said, when is the market going 24/7? Whenever they figure out geopolitics, global events, and whenever they're ready. They've already announced it. They've already got it planned. They already got things already in motion to do it. They already got crypto. So it's a thing of when do the traditional markets go 24 hours? I have no timeline on that. But things are already in motion for that. So soon. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Hopefully y'all appreciate this content, man. And hopefully you learn something. I'll be doing more of this. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.